Hey, everybody. Ah, hi, everyone who is here. Can't find a place for my bow on my constantly cramped desk. Hi, everybody. Let me see who's here. Thank you so much for stopping by for my like 20 minutes of angst just expressed there in much too long of a fashion, I think. Hey, Jessica. Wow, Jessica. Jessica Means is here. Bob Stein. Great to see you, Bob. Ronald Long, you've heard me bring up Bob in previous live streams. Jake, Jake Holmes, my virtual father-in-law. Alexander Chaplin, was that the zone? Alex, I was that. I have no idea. I have no idea this word zone. It means so many. Usually means the fat burning zone for me. Is that what you mean? I was in the fat burning zone because I've been working really hard at that, and I've been staying as much as possible in the fat burning zone. I'm so glad, so lovely to see you, Alex, here, and please, our love to Daisy, Nanette Pavola, Jake Afshin Farsan for wow. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Thank you. Lynn, you came. Lynn and I were just having a little phone conversation before. I'll share a tiny bit with you. Um, and Skip Shirey, thank you, Skip, for coming by. Lots of sound in that one, right? Anne, Anne is there too. Wonderful, Jake. Thank you for that. Hey, Anne. Philip Gale, thank you. Eleanor, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us, you guys. This is wonderful. Isabel is here once again. Isabel has a microphone as per the request from Guy Klusevic and others, and she's there.
And my father,
And and her father,
especially my father,
especially
who's
her
screaming
father.
dad.
She's there, and I think I get the most pleasure of it all because she also sits there and kind of makes sure to keep me on track too. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, Karen Stack. Yeah, definitely feedbacky loopy stuff. Karen's a wonderful artist who lives up here with us in North Adams. Hey, Sarah. Sarah Baird Knight is here. Jeremy, yeah, man, thank you. Thank you so much. I think this is the first time you've joined us, and if it is, I mean, welcome, and very, very happy to have you here. Jeremy, a wonderful supporter of the arts, as well as a doctor, and believe I always think of you as a scientist, Jeremy. Do I owe that to you as well? He's right on the front end of all sorts of things regarding what we've been going through. So anyway, it got to like 1 o'clock today, and we, Isabel and I, both are loving doing these live streams on Monday, Thursdays, and Saturdays around 1:30. So if you're ever around, and join us here, and we've we want to take it further, and I've got some ideas. And today, I think more than anything else, I wanted to maybe just amplify a few people and just take our conversation in one small direction for a moment. But also, if anybody has any thoughts or any requests, I mean, one of the things that's on the table is moving into an interview segment where we take a week or two and bring some guests on. Um, I've always had that in my mind as something I want to do, but haven't really constructed the way to do it yet. So that's kind of on the table. So let us know what you think about that. I have, look, my whole life is an embarrassment of riches with colleagues and thinkers and just folks from uh, every walk of life that are compelling in their storytelling, compelling in their stories, and have things to contribute. So I'd love to share some of those with you, and we're gonna. Just a question of when. Isabel and I are also working on a thing which will be, I hope, to unveiling next week, which might be of use to one or two or three or four or more of you, uh, which might contribute to everything from creative liberation to upping your internet game immediately, all sorts of little things, including a free training. So we're in the midst of thinking about how to move forward with that. Um, we'll announce it officially as soon as it's as soon as we have our ducks in a row. So that's it for today. Oh no, it's not it at all. I wanted to show you. Here's what I wanted to show you. Wanted to talk about the issue at hand, which we all know about, and I spoke about last time. I was just talking with my friend Lynn. There's a real thing that happens that is a real fine line when we're dealing with issues regarding battery loss and my not having restored my battery. So I'm going to change my battery real quickly. Sorry about that, y'all. I keep swearing that I'm going to get what's known as a dummy battery, which will allow me to just plug my camera in. This is one of those things, like if you were on stage at Carnegie Hall, you would just make it work. And you would just say, okay, I have no battery, so therefore I'm just not going to use a camera or this camera. And I just cannot do that. No, hon, I got it. Thank you. So anyway, we'll get this back in just a second. One of the things that I have lost a lot of during this kind of coronavirus time and during this time of not working and not being on stage and working in a different paradigm and being with people more, I've lost a lot. I've lost no affection for production value. In fact, I think it's even more important now that all of us performers and writers and speakers and everything move online. I think it's even more important. But I have lost all self-consciousness when it comes to making mistakes. I couldn't care less, because making mistakes is part of the process and part of everything. This idea that we perform for each other as human beings and somehow our virtuosity shines. Yeah, it's kind of nice when you see somebody play the violin, it's all in tune and it's fantastic. It's not for me anymore. I'll enjoy watching it, but it gets cold very, very fast. It gets a lot warmer when I see somebody being human and authentic. That's one of the things we were talking about, Lynn and myself. Two things, just about how authenticity has become almost more important in the culture. Just being who you are. It's really hard for me to wake up in the morning and turn on the news and realize just how much the people who are doing a news show in the morning are reading their news show. And I'm not sure whether they wrote it or not, probably not, but they're reading something that is written and it's scripted. And the scriptedness of reality TV, man, I'm done with that. Are you done with that? I'm kind of done with that. Rant over. I'm done with the rant. Anyway, we were talking about that. And another thing that we were talking about, Isabel and I went to a Black Lives Matter protest yesterday in our small town, a very small town. There were 300 people out of 13,000 people there. A lot of white people. The leader of the NAACP down in Pittsfield, about 30 minutes away, came. Our mayor gave an incredibly impassioned speech. Amazing. I felt proud to be his constituent. And Lynn and I got into this conversation, this kind of back and forth about how we are as white people in this situation, where we do want to. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. I'm going to finish this. I guess my batteries aren't charged. It's time to get a dummy battery. How we are as white people, what white people work is, and how in protests like that, where they're all white people, those voices can get very, very loud. And what is the line? Where is the line? You know, in terms of being a stand. I've talked to a number of my friends. These are the things they say to me: be present, listen. Yeah, we know this. We know this. We need to do it more. And they tell, and it's not about it's not about talking so much, which is why I kind of didn't want to talk so much today. I wanted to point you to somebody that I wanted you to read. And this is a good opportunity for me to shift to the other screen. If you don't know this person yet, I really want you to know her. Am I back now? Okay, we'll just wait 20 seconds and we'll figure out
That's why I listen on
whether I'm back, because that'll be an interesting thing.
Yes, now you're
Am I back? Okay, so reportedly when I switch desktops like that, then that is a big problem. So I'm going to stay on this desktop and hopefully we will be back. Let's see if this takes care of the. Anyway, Angel Kyoto Williams. Go look her up and check her out. Isabel and I actually did a half-day sit with her, meditation sit recently, and it was amazing. Also, saw a lot. Oh, we're back. Thank you, Laura. Hey, let me say hi to everybody since you all were here and then you lost me. Okay, so we're on a 20-second delay if you're on Facebook Live and the 5-second delay on YouTube. So whichever one you want to listen on, you're welcome to comment on because it will come through here too. And but there's a 5-second delay on YouTube and a 25-second delay on Facebook Live. So Ella, thank you so much. Dan Willis, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Well, where are you, Dan? I'll just tell me where you are, and I remember New York well, even though I don't live there right now, and I will be more than happy to send you directions, because I know, Dan, you wanna hang out there as much as I do all the time. So anyway, that was a little bit of silliness from Todd. Sorry, I apologize. I shouldn't apologize for that. Silliness is good. Laura, yes, I'm back. Great. Thank you. All right. So Angel Kyoto Williams. That's one person I want to amplify today. Also, here's my friend, Carrie Kelly. Carrie is an activist, a way great activist. This is her book list right there. There's Radical Dharma right there. And if you go visit Carrie Kelly's public page, that's where you'll find this. And you can read that post that she made today as it is there. Carrie runs a website, a wellness website called Citizen Well. She is a yoga activist. She is about taking all manner of self-care and transforming it into good work, especially on behalf of justice. I'm tired of saying racial justice. It's justice. And so that's Carrie. I want you to know about her. So maybe do a dive into her. There's so much good anti-racism things that are being posted right now. I'm spending a lot of time reading more and diving more into people, getting to know new people. Isabel showed me a couple of Black voices on Instagram. Also, my friend Sandra's been telling us about people on TikTok that are doing kind of incredible work. If you want to put those in, I think everybody might enjoy that. Yeah, Isabel will find them and put them in. But that was part of the conversation with Lynn. It's like, we want to amplify their voices, not our own. I want to amplify their voices, not my own. And there is a real shaky balance between raising voices for justice and then raising those voices so loud that the same thing happens all again. In the same way as people taking to the streets and then watching the cause get co-opted immediately by the highest in authority and turned against what's happening. So anyway, that's kind of where I am today. And it's played a piece of Robert Johnson this morning for some kids in Michigan. Dan Rody, one of my old students and now colleague and friend, he has a wonderful record label with his musical partner Adam Cuthbert, also former student, now colleague and friend and ally. So anyway, Dan had me come talk to his kids on their last day of school. God, that was wonderful. It was wonderful. It's wonderful to see a great teacher be with his students, right? And I would never have gotten to 11-year-olds in Michigan if this hadn't happened. I never would have had the chance. So thanks to Dan for asking me, and I got to meet them. They had wonderful questions. One guy's father was on there and asking also wonderful questions. I played a piece of Michael Lowenstern's that he wrote for me a long time ago, which is on my record, on the Outerborough record. It's called Crossroads, and it's kind of a mashup. It is not kind of a mashup. It's a mashup between Robert Johnson and some stuff that Michael asked me to play. He said, here, it's I think it's 90 beats per minute. Play in G Ness, G major Ness, or G blues Ness, or so. Just play anything you want to play. So I played a bunch of stuff. Made a minute long recording, and Michael cut it all up, mashed it up with Robert Johnson. What was really awesome about it was when then I was touring that record and playing that piece a lot, which I miss, except until today, because now I don't miss it anymore. It's right straight back in my heart. Anyway, I got to play a duet with Robert Johnson every time I played it. So big thanks to Michael Lowenstern for that. If any of you don't know Michael, and I'm sure most of you do, hey, Abby Fisher, how you doing? If any of you don't know Michael, youtube.com, Earspasm is the name of his channel. Earspasm is the name of his channel. He's a bass clarinetist and clarinetist. He's amazing. And if you check out his channel, everything he does is golden. He does a lot with education education content for all clarinetists. So if any of you are clarinetists, go hang out with him. But he also does these like on film, multi-person arrangements of Earth, Wind, and Fire, of Steely Dan, of like all these popular tunes with him playing all the parts visually and orally. Go check out his channel. Anyway, someday I'll play Crossroads for you, but if you'd like to hear it, you can go hear it on Spotify or on Bandcamp. Digifiddler.bandcamp.com is where my record hangs out. So, and has drinks and meets people. So, but Crossroads is a wonderful tune that he wrote. And so if you want to go hear it, you can hear it there. And someday soon, I'll play it for you here. I'm hoping that maybe I can play it in his presence. So, that's it. Let me check the chat here and see. Yes, of course, Jake. True. This is perspective on what I was saying. We do need both voices for perspective. The ignorant must describe their symptoms to deal with them. Amen. Amen. Of course. Of course, this is also true. It's a balance. It's a constant balance. And I want to stand for that balance, and I want to talk about that balance, and I want to be that balance. So I think to wrap it up, that's the conversation Lynn and I were having today, is how can we be that balance? And I think it's just listening more than talking, and yet putting one's body and mind between the oppressor and the oppressed. Mainly, though, the things that I've been reading that have inspired me so much are about dismantling the system, about dismantling our capitalist system that has been in place from the beginning, in order that rich can get rich and poor can get poor. There's not any labels or political movements or anything that can really, truly embody the kind of humanity and teamwork and powerful being together that this moment commands. And if you're still listening to my lips flap, then you probably feel the same way. So anyway, oh yeah, so Sonia Renee Taylor, I was watching her with Isabel on Instagram last night. So here's just to end up. If anybody's still here on the feed, hanging out with us, can you think of anything you'd like to see from this particular live stream feed? There are some things that I have on the table that I'm thinking about, but I'm wondering if you have anything on the table that you say, not that you would think of it any other time than right this minute, but when I say it, is there anything that you might want to see? Guests, any particular guests you might want to see on this live stream? Anything you'd want to see us do? Do you want to see? Well, later on in the summer, I want to show you Isabel's garden, and the wonderful tomato sandwiches that we eat many too much of. Isabel's taken to making is it Dalgona coffee? Is that what?
So I'm not sure. I forget what. Oh, let me look it up.
Yeah, she'll look it up. You guys have probably seen this,
Yeah,
because it's probably coming up in your YouTube and Facebook feeds when you scroll through, or especially on YouTube. Like everybody's doing it. It was originally said to be a South Korean thing, but then it was said it's a Japanese thing.
I think the Greeks have claimed it.
And then the Greeks have claimed it. So everybody's claimed this. And the thing that I hear the most from Isabel is it's really odd, Todd. It really isn't as caloric as you would think it would be. It's really not that bad for you. But check it out if you would like. And occasionally we treat ourselves to this. It's mostly coffee and instant espresso, but whipped and beaten and gorgeous and placed in a glass over ice, which one could usually use for bourbon. So anyway, we haven't.
Milk.
And raw.
We
Oh,
can
we
get
yeah, we
raw
get raw
milk.
milk. We get raw milk, and it is the most wonderful stuff here. Um, Ella says, my friend Stacy Robinson sang a song the other day. I would like to hear musicians and singers do variations on it. I don't know if I can answer that one, Ella, but I'd be certainly happy to hear your song from Stacy Robinson. That would be fantastic. So why don't you just pass that along to us through Facebook Messenger, and we'll take a listen to that. Anybody else got anything? I got no inappropriate emojis from you, Ella. Are there inappropriate emojis? Oh, there are. I just realized as I said that there are inappropriate emojis. Okay, good. Well, it looks like we don't have too much activity. I think maybe I'll just play a little ode for you all, and let's start maybe. I'll see what we get here. Oof. For some reason, I have an absolute hell of a time keeping my violin in tune these days. That's essentially a little bit of every single scene that is in my Ableton Live set. I just got going by accident, and I figured I would just not stop it and let it run. That. Okay. Do you hear the roofer percussion? This is the last day that we're going to have the roofers with us. So it's the last day I get free percussion. Have a great week, and we'll see you on Thursday at 1:30. Take care now.